Hello there, Starscreen back for a review of Transformers. Yes, and it's one I've done before but was removed, and you know why? Copyright issues with YouTube are a nightmare. Now, before I continue and ramble on, because I am really good at rambling, and you all know it, I'm good at nothing else, but rambling is something I can do. I can ramble with the best of them. And I'm doing it this second, see, that's how good I am. Anyway, so, copyright issues last time done. We won't have that problem this time. No infringement of copyright issues due to the fact it will not be playing any audio music from somebody who doesn't want me to. So, that said and done. Let me just say one more thing, though, before I do carry on. And I promise I'm not doing a Columbo. It won't just be one more thing and I carry on. Sorry for the lack of reviews, been very busy, had a lot of things on, but I'm still here. So, I hope that's a good thing. I don't know, but if it is, I'm still here. So, okay. Animated Dinobots. Yes, I've done this before, but backstory, I do like to do a bit of backstory first. Let me just get one up for purposes of visual representation. Okay, let's just use Grimlock, because Grimlock's quite nice. Animated Dinobots. We know the show, quite like their take on the Transformer universe, shall I say. I can't really think of any other way of putting it. Initially, they're created, I think it's by Sundak, isn't it? Yes, Sundak Laboratories, blah, blah. Dino Park Amusement or something, and they were just robotic dinosaurs that function in it. A bit like a robotic Jurassic Park, except they actually work and you can control them. So initially, the Dinobots start off as robotic entertainment, shall we say. Okay, no problem with that. At least it's a better start than they had in the cartoon show. Okay, so the initial premise is they're not real, they're just robots that work in an amusement park. Either at said theme park, Bulkhead comes along. Yes, I have a couple of Bulkheads, nothing to do with me, but Bulkhead is a moron. We'll call him Dickhead. It's better than Bulkhead, because it reads so much more into it. I'm laughing at my own jokes here. Just ignore me, alright, but we'll call him Bulkhead, alright. So Bulkhead smashes them. I'm not quite sure how this goes on, because I haven't seen the episode for ages. I've watched all the animated episodes. Look, why am I telling you this? You don't care. Anyway, Bulkhead smashes them, Sundak takes them back to start repairing them. And as you know, Megatron is a disembodied head at this time, and he sees the Dinobots as a possibility or an experiment for him to create or manufacture himself a new body. And these will be the perfect experiment for him. Makes sense, doesn't it? Big, powerful Dinobot bodies would be great for Megatron to use for his body. You know what? That sounded really good till I said it, like a lot of things. So yeah, Megatron is hatching a plan to experiment on these said bodies, or if nothing else, to create a new army to serve for him. Okay, now we're going for a bit of cliche stuff here, but all best shows follow cliches. Alright, you know this one's coming because you've seen it. Sorry tries to boost Bumblebee's power. Reminds me a bit of an episode of GoBots where they try to boost, no, you don't really want to hear about the GoBots, do you? Okay, so yeah, she tries to boost Bumblebee's, I don't know, firepower. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I know she does something like that. And yet again, her key comes into play and it activates them and they become relatively self-aware. But they're still stupid, which is the big problem. And Megatron manages to persuade them that all fossil-driving vehicles or cars or automotive four-wheel vehicles are all evil and must be destroyed, or something along those lines. Anyway, he manipulates them, like he did in the original cartoon show. So now they start working for Megatron. Okay, so, yeah. Cliches, and cliches. So that's it. That is initially how they start off. I don't want to keep going on about the cartoon or the animated continuity involved, because it's much better if you watch it than I explain it to you. Never ever going to do it justice. So, for want of boring you, that's essentially how they start. Now, they have a few run-ins with Spider Lady or Spider Bot, which we know is Black Arachnia, and they all like her. Well, let's face it, she's the only female Transformer of any kind at said point in time. So, yeah, you know, RC's not in the picture yet, and Black Arachnia is looking okay, you know. But she looks better than Bulkhead anyway. So, going down that route, that's fine. You can understand where they're going with it. And the Dinobots eventually start working for the Autobots on and off. A bit like Tigatron, but they still don't really want to be part of it. Look, it's a cliche again. So, backstory, fine. You know how they come about, and they progress through the show. I liked them. I always liked the Dinobots. So, we've only got 3 Dinobots out of 5, which is a shame. But Swoop being one of them, which is kind of good. And, well, let's look at Grimlock first, shall we? Grimlock is essentially the same as Grimlock has ever been in the cartoon. Please do not make the mistake of confusing him with Grimlock out of the comic books. They are chalk and cheese. There is no comparison. Grimlock may speak like he's an uneducated fool. But he's got a lot going up in there. I mean, he leads the Autobots a while. Grimlock isn't an idiot. He says some of the most intelligent lines you'll ever hear in the show and in the comic books. But he's portrayed in the actual cartoon show as a moron. But actually, if you read into the comic books, he isn't. He just has limited speech. It's not his fault. It's just blame Wheeljack in the cartoon show, even though they have a different... Never mind. So, here's the toy. Yes, very G1 reminiscent. Very good head moulding. You know I like to concentrate on the head, so sorry. I'm not really sorry, I'm doing it on purpose. He's got a big, sort of like Frankenstein's monster jaw, you know. You like that? No? Didn't think you would. Actually, Bulkhead's got a similar jawline, look. While he's here, let's see. Very, very similar. The animated line go for a comic look. Well, an animated look to it anyway. They're easy going on the eye. They're nice. The angles are refined, moulded, sculpted. They've got big shoulders, small legs, small waist. You know, they're very comic book looking, and I like that. But we'll get onto that a bit more later because of the new Transformers Prime show. But I intend to do a full review, but you've all seen it now anyway, so I'm a bit late on that one. But I'll do it anyway. So all I can offer you is my opinion on said show. But if you're interested, you're watching. If you're not, you won't be watching this either. Where am I going with this? Okay, so Grimlock, yeah. G1 colour scheme, very good. Articulation, as in most animated shows, really nice. I take issue with the arms. Look. Here, look, because they look a bit deformed. Now, I did this review before, and some people said, you're not transforming it right. Okay, so either that's right, or... Well, that can't be right, because that looks like he's been in a car accident, and somebody's just ridden over his arm, and you go, oh, God. So, I'm assuming that is right. But it still looks wrong to me. Colour scheme is, as I said, very good. I would like them to do some sort of a Japanese variant of this, where this is more chromed out, and the matte plastic is not particularly pleasant, and the hand mouldings are good. I mean, he's got a bit of articulation there. All in all, I like Grimlock, and the alt mode is superb. I mean, he makes a brilliant... Look, let me just show you the head moulding. I do love that, look. Because Dinobots, for one, most times are in dino mode, aren't they? They don't spend a lot of time in robot mode. They're really not that interesting. He has this little clip here. He's going... What's that? What's that? What's that? What's he saying? Cheeky sod, he told me to piss off. Oh, we've had enough of Grimlock anyway, so we reviewed him. Alright, on to the next one. Now, I'd like to say Swoop comes across as slightly more intelligent. Would you like to see Swoop? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, Swoop comes across as not so dumb as the others. And he has quite an... Should I just look at the camera when I'm saying that, yeah? Yeah, it makes more sense. Look at his face. Take a little look at that. He looks slightly more intelligent, and he looks more like an eagle than said pterodactyl, doesn't he? I think it's... Is it a pterodactyl? Why am I talking? You're not going to answer me back, are you? Yeah, it's a pterodactyl. So, yeah, I think it is anyway. Second guessing myself, not good. The colour scheme is quite nice. The headboarding, as I said, he looks quite pissed off, actually. Look. It looks like when people listen to my... Look at that face there, like that. That's the expression people make when they're watching my reviews. They're going... So, yeah, no surprises there. I'm not sure I like his legs. I'll tell you for why. They work slightly back to front. I mean, that might just me be splitting hairs. I'm not overly keen on it. He does pose quite nicely. He's just a bit spindly and small. The colour scheme, as I said, is the proper colour scheme, which is the G1 never did. But this is perfect. And even the beak mode here, like that. I do love the pterodactyl look of that with the beak, and the head sits in it. Look at that, look. It actually looked displayed better like that. And at least he has a jaw to move. Yeah, now go, yeah. So, I like it. The Swoop toy is very good. I mean, I've got no faults. Other than the fact is they should have been a bigger class toy. Dinobots should always be bigger than Autobot counterparts, shouldn't they? That's the whole point. They're Dinobots. They're big. We made that mistake in Generation 1. Why do we have to make it again? We don't have to conform. We've got scope now. But no, they've done it again. I mean, Grimlock is a proper proportion, but the others are just too damn small. Hasbro, are you listening to me? Why do you not listen? I mean, you make money, but you'd make more if you listen to me. Alright, on to the last one. Controversial moment, alright? Controversial moment indeed. This is slag. This is not snarl. This is a triceratops, okay? It's quite obvious. Should I say okay once more? So now I'm doing that again now. I should not keep saying okay, because then I can say apparently. So which is more annoying, apparently or saying okay after every sentence? You let me know, because both of them are ticking me off, because, oh, let me know, because it really is starting to bug me. If it bugs me, it must be, oh, forget it. Okay, so look. Look, it's Slag, alright? It's not Snarl. You can call him Snarl if you want, but it's not. It's Slag. I'm going to call him Slag. I don't care. So Slag here is wrong. He's wrong on every single level. Let's look at his stupid toad head, shall we? Look. I mean, we've got scope. Why does his head look like a growth? It looks like a spot. His head is a growth out of his shoulders. He has no head. He has no neck. He's just got this boil that's grown up there, and they've called it head. It's horrible. It's a horrible head moulding, and I can't stand it. And he's too small. Look, god damn, he's small. He's tiny. He's whingy. He's stupidly comparison size for a dinobot. That didn't make any sense to me. Comparable size, he's wrong. He's just wrong on every level. His legs are too short. Now, I appreciate animated toys as they go are going for a slightly animated, comedic, superhero-ish look. But he's just taken it too bloody far. Articulation, stiff arms, it's just his fault. Hands, too small. Head looks like a growth. Disproportionate. Legs too short. Doesn't really balance that well. The way the legs fold in at the back doesn't really do it any favours. Alt mode is fine, but then we're calling him Snarl, and Snarl is a Diplodocus or Brontosaurus. He is not a Triceratops. This is a Triceratops, thereby it's Slag. So, alright Hasbro, you can't fool anybody. You pick the name, you live with it. Is the toy any good? No, I don't really like this one actually. It's a bit crappy. But you've got to have them all. And there's only 3. It's not like Pokemon, there's tons of them. We've only got 3 animated dinosaurs to get now. Animated dinosaurs? Animated dinobots. And there's 3 of them. So, out of all of them, he's the worst. So, what can I say about them? Well, I've just said a lot about them, but round it out for you to make some sense. Do I like them? Yeah, of course I do. I love the animated show. Transformation of them all is pretty good. With the obvious exception of Slag, who is probably the worst out of the lot. They are alright. Even, you've got to have all 3 Dinobots. I've always loved the Dinobots. I'm not in a minority here. The toys are very well done. They don't really have a great deal of character, but they never really did in the comics. Comics? Bottom line, where does that leave us? Dinobots? You've got to have them all, haven't you? Everybody likes the Dinobots. As regards character with them, there's nothing really exceptional going on here with the animated show. It's cliched and flogging a dead horse. It's more of the same. You watch the original cartoon show, you watch the animated one, there's not a lot of difference. If you really want some backstory of the Dinobots, do yourself a favour and read the comics, alright? Don't listen to me, just read the comics. So much better. Other than that, I like them. You've got to have every single one, and there's only 3, so it's not difficult. And I give them, I don't usually give that ratings, do I? Do you think I should start giving ratings? You know what? I'll leave that to you. If you'd like me to start giving ratings at the end of reviews, you let me know. But for the time being, I'll give you a rating on these. So, I'll do them out of comparison of show and the comparison of toys. Now, if I turn this finger around, you're not going to like it because I moved the wrong finger. So, comparison of show, comparison of toys, comparison of character. How are they reproduced? How do they perform? Are they worth getting? I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. I think they're that good. And I'm doing that for all 3. Grimlock will get more on his own, as would Swoop, and Slag lets them down. But as a group, you're going to want them all. I'll give them a 7 out of 10. So there we go, guys. Animated Dinobots. Something you got to get if you like the animated show or you like Dinobots in general. And if you don't, Grimlock's probably the best one out of the lot anyway. Alright, so that's me. That's Motormouth, aka Starscream, signing off, saying take care, guys. And see you out there.